Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're connected with us from. This is Heritage Global Mentorship Institute, and this is the annual December webinar on transcending for the better year. For this time around, we are getting connected for 2026, and this is what we want to all know that the Global Mentorship Institute is a mentorship school based on purpose discovery, career development, leadership, and growth. So this time we base on training, coaching, and mentorship. So that is why we want everyone to get equipped for the next level. But before we go, I want you to know that it's not over until it is over. So that is why I'm bringing to you of no other person. The person I cherish so much, one of our leader that is always getting connected with us. She's loaded all the way from India. That is where our plane flight to this time around. And she's of no other person, Miss Anuradha Chawla. She's a performance coach and the founder of Be Better Solutions. So she's very loaded with personalities all the way from corporate trainees to strategic trainees, leadership and mentorship. She's groomed to the point of whereby you can become better. So that is why she's here with you to deliver raw out of her expertise. Join me as I welcome performance coach Anuradha Chawla. You're welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Joshua. I'm happy to be here with all our audiences from Dubai, from Philippines, South Africa, and my own Indians. So thank you so much for having me here. And I would start with a note sharing a happy new year to all of you now that we are at the fag end of 2025 and entering 2026. I'm sure that all of you have amazing plans for 2026. And what I really feel and I hear from all of my friends always is about resolutions. So I would love to ask all of you, how many of you make your resolutions for the year? 2023, 4, 5. How many of you made resolutions for yourself? And how many of you actually achieved them? Well, I know I'm not able to see the chat and the audience here, but I'm sure there is a big no at achieving those resolutions because I don't believe in making resolutions without them being backed with a huge structure and a strategy. So I would say that don't make a resolution, rather try and make some outcomes for yourself. You know what? Inspiration without a plan is only a wish. So if you keep wishing, you're not going to achieve it unless it is backed by a strategy. So today we are going to discuss three pillars that my dear friend Joshua has already shared with you: strategy, structure, and the success. Now, success is the final outcome. It is actually an alignment. It is not something you have to achieve. It is an overall alignment with your purpose of life. You don't say, yes, I achieved it. No, it is not a thing. It is when you start living your definition of success. And my friends, it starts by identifying. As we say, as we all have heard about it, identifying a problem is problem half solved. So when we are identifying, that is when we are saying that yes, this is my goal and I have to achieve that. And the strategy with which you are achieving that goal is the north star, is that leads you towards your goal, aligns you with your purpose. So be with your North Star, identify your North Star. And my friend, the structure is actually, how you would differentiate between dreaming and doing. That is the structure. So I had a great evening planned with my friends, and my very close friend, he's an architect. He makes buildings. So when we are talking about strategy, let me give you an example about what my friend does, and we talk a lot about it. So making a building is not, starting with hammering nails. You can't hammer nails and make a building. I'm sure when you are making a building, you need a blueprint. You need an entire plan, the land where you have to build. If it is commercial, whether you have footfall there. So you make that entire plan, how many floors you want to build, what should be the foundation like. And when you build that entire land plan, that is what is called strategy. So you have to have a strategy. We are entering 2026. What is your strategy? How do you want your life to be? What do you want to achieve in your life? Let's say 2026 is your year. Where do you want to be? What do you want to become? How do you want to reach there? Have answers to those questions. That is how you are going to achieve your goals in life. That is how you are going to be one with your purpose. Understand what is the strategy that you want to build. You know, what, why, how, when. Have all that figured out, and that is how you plan ahead. The second point, my friends, is structure. We all want to have a very good architecture, we all want to achieve it. But as I said, structure is what exactly is the difference between dreaming and being there, doing. Do you want to dream only? Do you only want to wish? Then be inspired. But if you really want to achieve it, do it, then have an action plan. An action plan is what sets you ahead in your life. You know what? Don't get belittled or bogged down by things and by people's opinion of you. No, don't do that. Even when we are a bow and an arrow, right? When you are actually going to shoot an arrow, it is first the string actually pulls you back, the arrow goes back, and then it just goes ahead. And that is how you are giving momentum to your arrow. So understand, you have to strategize, make the structural plan, and then you move ahead, right? So you can make the most beautiful blueprint, right? I want to make a glass house, I want a lot of greenery around, I want this, I want that. But unless you have an action plan backed with your blueprint, you cannot move ahead. So my friends, have a solid strategy as well as action plan. And your action plan doesn't have to be huge. Your action plan has to be one day at a time, right? Step by step. Have power leaps. When I help my clients make their main outcome, what they want to achieve, what is their success definition, I tell them make the main outcome, but then have power leaps, milestones, one after another. And if you have a huge goal, make sure you have small milestones and you achieve and then celebrate every milestone. Let's say you want to have a healthier 2026, you want to work on your body, you want to have a very sharp personality. How do you start? Have a measurable action plan. Let's say you say that I want to have a healthy body, right? We're not going towards mind. I'm not taking you to the key areas of life which I work on. I'm only taking the body, right? So, how do you start? You say, I will get up early every morning, let's say at 6 o'clock. I'm not going to 5 a.m. club. Second, I will sleep on time. I will have a healthy diet comprising of more of vegetables or proteins. I'll have a diet plan and I'll follow it at least 6 days a week. And then you make a plan that I will walk 45 minutes or 1 hour every day. My workout schedule will be ABC. Make it so measurable and have such action plans that you are always measuring whether I am going ahead in the right direction. And my friends, don't get disheartened. Let's say you miss your routine for 2 days, 3 days. Still, bring yourself back. Bring yourself around the problem area that you have defined. It's okay to miss, but it is not okay to move up. Quitting is fine, but getting up is more important. As they say, fall 8 times, but get up 10 times. Right? Don't get bogged down. Don't get upset about not achieving it for a few days. Be your best friend. I always tell people that, be your best friend. Love yourself the way you love your best friend. And same way, regard yourself, regard your opinions the way you regard your clients' opinions, right? So loving yourself and respecting yourself, self love and self regard, the most important. You know what, it starts with knowing yourself. I just gave my first TED talk, a great debut, and I told everyone, like Socrates famously said, know thyself. You got to know yourself. I call it knowing your password and your core values that keeps you ahead, and you know that I am going in the right direction. And if knowing yourself is the map, self love is the fuel. Self regard, self discipline are like like the engine and the steering wheel. So if you want to ride this car and go ahead at a speed, first know the map, second have the fuel. Knowing the map, know yourself. Having the fuel, self love. Self discipline, self regard is your engine and steering wheel. My friends, if you are at it, you will know yourself and your success definition, and you will not be living somebody else's definition of success. You will live your own definition of success. You know what? Success is not one thing, one goal. It is your purpose of life. Find it. My friends, the day you find your purpose of life, you will always be in a state of growth and light. You will always be going ahead and doing amazing, because you are not human doing, you are human being. Just being in your essence is what you have to do. You don't have to be always productive. That is called functional anxiety. I want to be productive. I want to do that. No need to do that. Be yourself. Know what is your success definition, right? Your daily actions should match your deepest values. What do you want to do? Who you are? That is what you need to ask. I tell my clients that information is not enough. That implementation is. You got to implement what you hear. All these WhatsApp messages, these YouTube videos are not going to cut the ice unless you are there for yourself, fighting for it every second of your life. I want to do this, and this is who I am, and I am on this path. That is what you really are. But you need to find that out. Find yourself. Ask yourself 100 questions. Who am I? Who am I when nobody's watching? Who am I? Who motivates me? Who makes me happy? Who makes me sad? Who challenges me? Who makes me think differently? Once you have those answers, my friends, imagine you are always in the space of knowing yourself. And rest is just a cakewalk. You got to know yourself. You got to know your success definition. And my friends, you will be always in a state of contentment, happiness, and success. My friends, the joy of looking what you become, not what you did. When you are actually in that state, the state where you are content and happy and doing what you really want, There's nothing that is stopping you. There is nothing that is making you feel little. Everyone and everything around you is kind of a motivation for you, right? So I would say, in the end, design your strategy, build your structure, and embrace success. You are the architect of your dreams, your dream life. But for that, you got to know who you are, know thyself, and then sky is the limit, and you will always be in a state of happiness. My friends, that is how you get going in your life. So I would be happy if you have any questions. And yes, a goal without a plan is only a wish. Now think about it. Do you want 2026 to be goal oriented or just a dream? Do it. Dreaming alone will not take you anywhere. I have been a person who learnt from everybody and anybody. An aunt taught me, uh, nature teaches me the most, my friends teach me, everyone around me is an inspiration. But as I said, inspiration alone is not enough. It is only a wish. You got to have your own success statement, you got to have an action plan. And when you have that action plan, celebrate each small achievement. That is how you are going to feel that yes, I want to get going because I've achieved something, I rewarded myself, and I move ahead in life. My friends, if you really want to make 2026 wonderful year for yourself, successful year for yourself, you got to have a mentor, a coach, a teacher who can help you, handhold you, and take you around. For me, I'm always scaling up in life, and I'm always learning. For me, scaling and upgrading is what you are all meant for. Otherwise, it's like you are static, you are at the same place. So being a coach, I always tell people, feel whether the energies of the coach resonate with you. If they do, then go ahead and ask for help, because a coach will handhold you. Think of any successful person on the planet, they always had a coach. Any cricketer, you, I'm sure you all follow cricket, every cricketer has a coach, right? All my clients have me as their soulmate coach. I don't do 3 months, 10 months, 4 months. For me, once a coach, always a coach. So have a coach in your life. 2026 years is the year when you all are going to shine. But for that, you got to have a very professional, seasoned, and a spiritual person who can be your coach. A person who has a rounded personality, whether it is health, wealth, career, your friends, your relationships, fun, entertainment, everything. A coach will give you a rounded personality, a mirror exercise wherein you will find, where am I lacking? You know what? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years back. And the second best time is, any guesses? It is now. You got to plant a tree now. Now or never is the way to go, my friends. Now or never. You know, to move a huge mountain, you move a small stone. Stone by stone, you can move a huge mountain also. But you got to start. And for you, the time to start is now. Your year starts now. Seize this opportunity and do your best. And I'm performance coach Anuradha. I have this vision to coach 1 million people in 2026. And for that, I'm very open heartedly asking you to approach me, reach me out on any of my social handle, which is performance coach Anuradha. And once you get in touch with me, we'll start with a 45 minutes of session. And then after that, I'll make a customized plan for you. 2026 is your year, and I will help you, handhold you to make it your best year. My friends, with that, take control of your life and stay connected. stay connected to yourself, and stay committed to self improvement. Your coach, Anuradha. Thank you so much.
At Transcending for Better 2026. It's a great privilege to have you here, and we are so delighted to have everyone getting connected with us for this section. And I want us to know that 2026 resolution must not just be the pages of books, but must be something that will propel us for the next level. So if you want to succeed in life, you must have answers to these 5 questions. You must ask yourself this question if you want to succeed. As being said, number one, who am I? That's the question of identity. Unfortunately, many people on earth don't know who they are. And we see, and that aspect, we see that the reason why they want to become like other people, just want to be photocopy. So, and one way to discover who you are is by searching the scripture and pray at least every day. That will help you to identify yourself. So this is how you can help yourself to review your research. So number two question is, where am I from? So we're talking about from survivor to significance, building strategic clarity for a successful 2026. So you need to see to these questions as our keynote speaker has been able to deliver this section raw to us. So we need to discover yourself, ourselves rather. So where I am from. But that is a question of history. So every great man in life is a good student of history. That is why you must go back and check what happened to those that came before you. So to this point is how you can become. So learn from their mistakes and take their lessons. So it has been proven that history has a way of repeating itself. For everyone that wants to be great, you must go and check where you are from. Check this, then come back to your family. Lane, if everyone have succeeded, then no problem. But if no one have succeeded, you must be ready for war. Congrats. Number three is, why am I here? That's the question of purpose. One thing I do tell people is that purpose is your assignment. That's the best definition I have so far to give to out to so many under the sound of my voice. So you are not just a matter that has weight and occupies space. There is something you were created to do on this earth, and that is your purpose. Am I communicating? That is your purpose. So you can discover that by identifying the things you love. Stop running the same circle every year. That's not to show for. Remember, from survivor to significance, which is strategic clarity for a successful 2026. So those things that can even give you sleepless nights. I don't mean talking to the opposite sex. This is what you need to help yourself in this aspect. Number four is, where am I going to? These are the questions you need to ask yourself if you want to succeed. And that's the question of destiny. You must understand that destiny. You must understand that aspect. If you want to become, if you want to transcend, if you want a better 2026. So destiny is not a destination, it is an adventure. So you keep progressing every day in life. And the last question is, what can I do? Now, this is where I'm going to. What can I do? And that's the question of discovering your potential. So, your ability and your talent. Everyone was created to do something. Some of us, our doing has to involve our voice, and some our hands, some our legs. But there is something you can do that another person cannot do. And that is what will distinguish your life. Are you getting it? So, so discover that thing that you in particular can do. And when you discover it, put in much energy, put put in much energy to work, and believe you me, you will become, you will be at the top. So many people chase success without understanding themselves. So understanding matters most. You need to set strategies, structure to be successful. That's why we are talking about strategy, structure, and success. So clarity gives directions. Directions give speed. Take time to reflect before you run. Take time to reflect before you run. So the quality of your answers will determine the height of your success. So which of these five questions have challenged you? Which of these five questions have challenged you? Which of these five questions have challenged you the most in your journey so far? And how did it change your perspective? As our keynote speaker, our guest speaker has delivered this evening, from survival to significance, building strategic clarity for a successful 2026. She said, your inspiration should not just be a wish. You have to get something. There's nothing called progress except taking a step. So this is what we are challenging everyone at this point. You can make your 2026 happen now by not just making it plain on paper. Enough of the talking, put it to work. Act. Don't just go to the place you are tolerated, go to the place that's celebrated. To help yourself in these aspects, you need to communicate well, connect well, and collaborate. Till we come your way next time, I'm Dr. Joshua Dara, the Principal Director of Heritage Global Mentorship Institute. And I bring it to everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Live the best life. You have it all. You are welcome. Thank you so much. First question? You can drop that in the comment section.